Hello and happy spring. Today is art day. And so today we are going to create a spring painting using just our hands. So if you like to get your hands dirty, this is perfect for you.
Yeah, just like paint.
Yeah, we're going to use paint in our fingers. But if you don't want to get your hands too dirty, you can find items in your home to use. So if you have paintbrushes, you can use paintbrushes. I actually have, if you have cotton balls or cotton swabs, you can use those. Plastic forks, knives, or spoons. I even got an old egg carton and cut out some egg cartons. So I'm going to show you some techniques that you can use with these items that I've shown you. But this is all about you being creative in creating a spring mural. In this mural, my mural that I'm going to do, I'm going to actually add a rainbow because we've always used and heard the saying, April showers brings what? Yes, May flowers. I'll post a color wheel that shows you what two colors you would need to mix together to make a color that you don't have, such as if you don't have the color purple, do you know what two colors you might need in the primary colors that would turn purple? Yes, red and blue. So I will add that color wheel to the video for reference.
This has green.
My son is going to be painting along with us on the side, so you'll probably maybe hear him along the way. So get your paper out. Make sure you have wipes or a towel if you're using your fingers because you are going to get messy, and so it will be good to have that. If you're going to use paintbrushes and other items, make sure you have a cup of water to rinse those brushes off with. Now, if you're having a hard time coming up with a scene or spring scene, I recommend getting a pencil and a paper and kind of jotting out or laying out how you want to use your paints. That's what I'm going to do first. So I'll be back and show you kind of my blueprint of what I want to do. And then the rest of it is just having fun and creating your own spring scene. Here is a picture of most to all the items you'll need for your spring scene. Okay, so like I said, I've done a blueprint. There's my son, he's painting alongside me, but here's the blueprint that I think I might do. So some clouds with a rainbow in the middle, some birds, some flowers, amongst some grass, meadows like wildflowers, maybe some bugs, and bees flying around. So that's kind of my idea of what I'm making. You can take some of these ideas and put them in your own mural, spring mural, but I encourage you to think about what you love about spring and include that in your mural. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take some lighter blue paint onto a cotton swab or cotton ball, because as you can see, it kind of makes that kind of puffy texture. And this is going to be for the clouds. They ended up being a little bit bigger than I thought, but that's okay. I made it work. And I dabbed the paint a little bit on the plate beforehand, and so it would give me some darker imprints as well as lighter imprints, which would also give you a bit of texture to my clouds. So next, I think I have decided to use my finger to make the rainbow. So I'm just going to go and dab in each of the rainbow colors. Now, again, if you don't have a specific color that is found in the rainbow, you can mix different colors together. So on the next slide, I will, or on the bottom corner, actually, I will place a picture of the color wheel for reference. Now you don't have to use your finger. You can use a paintbrush to make the rainbow if you don't want to get too messy with your finger painting. You can also use Q-tips. So kind of be creative and also a little imaginative of what type of tool could be used if you don't want to use a finger like I am. So now that I have my rainbow and clouds done, I'm actually decided to use a fork to create the grass at the very bottom because the three prongs of a fork resemble grass blades. Now if you don't have a fork, you can use the edge of a knife or your side of your finger, or even the edge of a paintbrush. And as you can see, I'm going in all different directions at different lengths, dragging the fork up further and with some strokes than others because grass lengths are all different lengths as well as they go in all different directions. Now onto the flowers. I'm gonna use the paintbrush to create the stems and the leaves, but you'll also see me use the Q-tip to create the leaves as well as the stems later on when I add flowers. Now onto the blossoms of the flowers. With those, I'm going to try a few different techniques to see what works and what doesn't. Right now, I'm just making a centered dot with the tip of a paintbrush. You can also use a Q-tip for this, or anything else that you might think would make a small dot. Maybe the eraser side of a pencil and of an old pencil would also be, or even the opposite end of a paintbrush. Now I'm actually painted, put some color on the back end of an eggshell, and as you can see, my son got in on the action on this scene. The eggshell piece kind of just made that center piece a little bit bigger with a little bit of dimension to it. Here's a different piece of the eggshell carton that I use, that I put paint on the bottom end. Just seeing what it would turn out to be, and it didn't turn out the way that I anticipated. So I might change that, the shape of that a little bit later. Like you can see, I'm adding petals with my fingerprints, with different colors and different fingers that will give me different sizes of flowers as well. That dark greenish blue color, I actually mixed a lighter green and a blue together to create a more depth shade of greenish blue, which I love. Now I'm taking a Q-tip and kind of making a different type of spiky flower, dragging that Q-tip across with paint. I can't forget tulips. Tulips are my favorite flower, but also a favorite spring flower. Do you guys have a favorite flower that you love to see in the springtime? Maybe you can add that type of flower, what it looks like, onto your scene if you're still struggling. Now right now I'm taking my tip of my finger and making dots. This could be interpreted as raindrops or the pollen. In my blueprint, I added some bees and some ladybugs or some bugs crawling through the grass. So I'm taking my finger and making a fingerprint, using yellow close to the flowers, and these will be turned into bees flying around the flowers. And then I'll put some red on my finger, and make fingerprints in the grass. And these will signify and turn into the ladybugs. I love ladybugs and look forward to seeing them during the spring and summer months. How is your mural coming along? So as you've noticed, I have used both my fingers as well as paintbrushes and all these different items I have found around the house. And so far I have used different techniques that have given me different types of flowers. The clouds are a lot bigger than I thought. So these little bluish green dots could be rain drops or even pollen flying through the air. It's kind of a interpreter's or a viewer's interpretation is what I'm meant. Sometimes you have to wait for certain things to dry, and so I'm blowing on it because some of these fingerprints, these red fingerprints or these yellow fingerprints. I'm waiting to dry to make lines and dots so they look like bees and ladybugs. So sometimes with painting, there comes a lot of patience. But I hope you are enjoying creating your spring mural. I'll come back and show you my final.
I got a bug.
Yes. I'll come back and show you my final mural when it's finished. So as you can see, I'm still not quite done, but some of my fingerprints have dried. I tried to add some texture and some of my clouds have changed, but it looks more like storm clouds maybe to signify the raindrops. But I'm actually gonna take a black marker. You can also take, if you have black paint and a Q-tip and make polka dots for the ladybugs, but I don't have black paint. So I'm just gonna go in and see if my marker will make some ladybug dots. I love ladybugs. So I love spring because ladybugs come out. So I'm just gonna
Made us rainbow gray color.
and then I'm actually gonna take that marker and kind of make some wings. And this one I'm actually going to make double the wings.
I love paper.
And then I'm gonna take my finger again with some red paint, if I can find a spot, and take my pinky now because I want a smaller one, and
A ladybug like me.
kind of make a little
And that's a
head.
ladybug.
And then with these yellow fingerprints, we're gonna see, and I'm just gonna make some black stripes. And make a little stinger. And then a little kind of a black head. And some wings. And I also love, what I love to do with it when I draw bumblebees is kind of like they're flying in the air. And they've kind of,
Towel, please. Towel,
Okay.
please. Honeybees.
yeah, honeybees. Here you go. Like I said, my son is helping and creating his own
Can
rainbow.
you make me sunny bees?
Yeah, I'll draw you some bumblebees, okay?
And some ladybugs.
If you would like.
Ladybugs. Oh, ladybugs.
And I think I'm pretty much done. I think I've covered my whole mural. So this mural activity was gonna just be fingerprinting. What you really need is a piece of paper, paint, and your fingers. But like I've shown you, you can find items, you can find items like cotton balls, plastic silverware, Q-tips, old egg cartons, cut them up, and they can be tools, painting tools. And they provide different textures and techniques. So you can get a really fun, textured spring mural of your own. I hope you enjoyed this craft and this activity, and it kind of got you excited for all the things spring. I forgot to show it. So this is my son's very colorful rainbow. What is this?
A rainbow.
A rainbow, he says. It was so fun doing it alongside him. He's still having fun with the paints. So this is a great activity for you to do with your grandkids and your kids. But we'll see you next time.